Hey guys, Jay here, welcome to Eons of Battle. In this video I want to show you some easy ways to add battle damage to make your vehicles pop. As you can see, I have a vehicle in perfect condition. Now time to ruin it. First, some sponging. I took a piece of foam and gripped it in my tweezers, then took a piece of tape to hold it tight for me so that I don't have to tire out my fingers pinching. Then I used my original gray color and picked it up with the sponge. This will represent the painted on color blue being removed. I sponged this on very carefully so it was subtle, just some small scale chips. Then to add more abrasion damage to the blue paint, I took a dry brushing of the same color gray and wiped most of it off on a paper towel and then dry brushed it onto the blue. This will edge highlight all the raised edges with a little gray to show wear and tear, and it'll also give some definition to those shapes. You don't have to deposit much paint, a little goes a long way, and if you go too much, it can look dusty. And look at that, it's already looking much more lived in. Next I added some black paint to my airbrush and prepared to add some smoke streaks. I sprayed in one direction from the missile tubes to show that all the missiles have deposited black grime on the hull. I used my airbrush, but it looks a little bit too uniform and clean. So I mixed up more black paint and thinned it with water, and this time I'm stippling. This will disappear in the darkest parts of the black cloud, but will create hard edges and irregular shapes on the outsides, and will make it look much more realistic. I added in some more gray so that this stippling will stand out more, and kept this pass of paint closer to the holes. Then finally some lighter gray, this time a little more pronounced, keeping this close to the holes and stopping about halfway through the trails. Next, some more dry brushing, but this time with much more paint on my brush. I want to use the dry brush's bristles to create scratches on the front hood of the vehicle. I touched the bristles down and then dragged in one direction. I also dry brushed on the holes so that they were nice and edge highlighted. Then I broke out some bright silver metal paint and I stippled this on to show paint getting knocked off of the bare metal from the missiles. And I sponged this onto the front hood too. It's been ramming down doors forever. Lastly, I took some black oil paint and I put a drop here and there on seams in the panels. Then I took a clean brush and dragged the dot of paint in one direction. This will create some streaks of grime. If the brush is removing too much paint, you can add in more paint, and if it's not taking off enough, you can soak the bristles in thinner. And there you have a well-worn tank, ready to float onto battlefields near you. We make tutorials like these every single week, and if you find them helpful, you might consider supporting us over on Patreon. Over there, you'll gain access to some behind the scenes, hobby hangouts, terrain STLs, and more exclusive content. These are some strategies for battle damage, but some spray-on texture could really add something. You should try out this video on adding texture with the airbrush. Find this video and many more like it on our channel. But that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, thanks for watching.